Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. How the heck are we doing today? You're watching Arnold Howellnet News, the only news you'll ever need, because you have no other choice. My friends, let me tell you this, the bounty hunters are going to have lots of choices. Today we have ourselves the Forlom kit reveal. Funny story. Way back in the days of the ancient texts of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, when we were being teased that Chewie was coming to the game, people were speculating. We had puzzles and teasers, and people were like, wait, is Forlom and Zuckuss coming? And I remember they actually intentionally had to go out of their way, the developers, and kind of interrupt their puzzle saying, no, it's not Forlom and Zuckuss. So in terms of the bounty hunting realm out there, these are going to be highly requested characters that people have had for this respective faction. The bounty hunters, TLDW here. You should be Wing with us today. W in the chat. I don't know what I'm saying right now. It seems like Forlom's potentially trying to be the new Greef Karga on the team. And don't forget, Zuckuss is going to be showing up 2 weeks now. We're going to get the Zuckuss kit reveal. And before we get into the kit reveal too, it looks like they're already teasing the kit reveal for Kamir, aka the Stranger, the next conquest unit. Whatever you say about the Acolyte, if they had to add somebody, I think this is the character to add. So I don't know if we're gonna get the kit reveal today, later on this week. All it just says is soon TM. I thought this was fun. It's actually posted on Friday. Just the teaser of Kamir on their own forums just got as many views as Pirate King Hondo Naka. And actually even more funny, the Rogue One got more views and more likes and more comments than their Pirate King Hondo Naka kit reveal. All I can say, people, is I feel like I got a accurate intuition that people are looking forward to moving beyond all this pirate shenanigans. Yesterday we unlocked Maz Kanat. I'll probably have a video out tomorrow talking about my initial impressions of her, although we gotta wait until we get in Grander to get the full picture. But I digress. A lot of exciting stuff coming down the pipeline. So why don't we talk more about Forlom and what he's bringing to the bounty hunter crew? Take a look at all that support, leader, bounty hunters, droids. I love that, scoundrels. I know the first thing you guys are probably thinking, as well as I was thinking, is this gonna make Dr. Aphra better? I don't know, as it seems to be mostly a synergizing of dark side bounty hunters, especially Zuckuss. But we do see some bounty hunters make its way to the Aphra team, like Boba Fett, Dengar. So I don't think it's completely out of the question, but I really do think the main focus that they're trying to shoot for here is for, well, the core bounty hunting experience. Basically, I would say probably around 2022 beyond, I feel like bounty hunters started losing a lot of steam. But this might be just what they need to get back on top of things. So why don't we go ahead and show you guys what we got cooking in the kitchen over here. This is going to be a marquee event showing up next week, Tuesday, October 21st. And you will need a Forlom will be required for Zuckuss's event. Now, keep in mind, they told us there's no journey event, like no new legendary, no new nothing in this era. That doesn't mean maybe down the road, Forlom and Zuckuss could be needed for something sort of like the Bad Batch V2. They weren't needed for anything in their era, but they were needed later on for things like the Sith raid, or not the Sith raid, I'm sorry, I'm reminiscing about good raids in Galaxy Heroes, the Order 66 raid. So, just keep your eyes peeled, you never know. Let's get down to business. Basic, destructive rotation. Here's what Forlom's bringing to the table. Deal special damage to target enemy 4 times. Inflict them with defense down for 1 turn, and during Forlom's turn, dark side bounty hunter attacker stealth for 2 turns. It's kind of nice. So trying to kind of focus the attention more on your tanks, right? So I'm assuming Bosk is probably going to find some utilization of this bounty hunter team, especially being a dark side bounty hunter. But let's keep moving on. This basic's going to be important because Forlom's going to get a lot of assisting action going on. However, keep in mind, this only happens on Forlom's turn, the second part, but you can still deal damage to target enemy 4 times. That could be nice. Let's keep moving on. Special 1, Relative Mercy, cooldown to 4. Dispel buffs, deal special damage to target enemy, and shock them for 2 turns, which can't be evaded. However, it can be resisted. And if the target enemy was stunned, inflict vulnerable on all enemies for 2 turns, making it a lot easier to put some big crits on that enemy team. And we're not even done yet. We have this new effect called Corrupted Translation. Enemies at 3 stacks of Corrupted Translation are inflicted with ability block for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. And this is part of this is like part 1 of why I feel like this is a newer version of Greef Karga. You're going to call all their non-galactic legend bounty hunters allies to assist, so you know you're not going to be calling Jabba. And if they were support, they assist again. I'm assuming that counts Forlom, right? Because Forlom's a support character. But besides that swarm attack, when we get into translation destroy, it seems to be filling out, and it's weird because I never felt like Greef Karga was the weak part of the team. I quite like Greef Karga, right? He was the guy for the lineup. Even to this day, he's still very important if you do want to rock a bounty hunter crew. But it seems like they're trying to have this fit in. Maybe they both work simultaneously. I don't know. Check it out. Translation destroy, cooldown of 8. Kind of up there. Dispel all debuffs on bounty hunter allies to recover 30% health and protection. Hey, you're stepping on Greef Karga's toes here. Inflict all allies with a stack of corrupted translation for 3 turns, which can't be copied, evaded, and the best part about it, or resisted. And what does corrupted translation do? Well, check it out. In a similar vein to translation from C-3PO, or I guess tech as well, if you had 1 stack, you receive true damage whenever they deal a critical hit. This damage can't defeat this character. Okay, that might be where vulnerable comes in handy, right? If you have 2 stacks, whenever this character starts their turn, the enemy gains 10% turn meter. Ooh, that's nice. That's almost like a built-in blast tech weapon mod, if you think about it, right? Anytime an enemy takes turn, you're getting turn meter. And thirdly, if you have 3 stacks, minus 30% max health, and if it's a galactic legendary boss, minus 30% tenacity. All right, those are pretty nice. That's actually fine. I think the first 2 are probably better looking than the third one. Of course, less health means easier to kill off an enemy, right? Well, we also have a leader build, kind of par for the course. Every bounty hunter, which kind of makes it fun, right? Every bounty hunter has their own lead. Of course, some leads better than others. It's just more thematic. They just give them one. Well, let's check it out. Bounty hunter allies on cold calculations are going to get plus 50% potency and tenacity. That's a nice chunk of potency and tenacity. Whenever a bounty hunter ally inflicts a debuff, they recover 5% health. Kind of like boss-like, right? Whenever an enemy critically hits a bounty hunter ally, that ally recovers 10% health and protection. Okay. So again, seems like a slightly better version of Bosk in a way. It depends how you look at it. And if there are no enemy galactic legends, you just know that this has to be good if they have to make sure it doesn't work against galactic legends. Whenever an enemy gains bonus turn meter, bounty hunter allies gain 10% offense and potency, maximum 80%, and 5 speed, going up to a cap of 40 until the end of the encounter. Those are substantial amounts of offense and speed that you're throwing on the team there. And we're not even done yet. When Forlom is in the leader slot and not the ally slot, the following contract is active. Check it out. Deal damage with an attack to enemies with corrupted translation 20 times. So kind of specific here. Enemies must be debuffed with corrupted translation before the start of an attack to count progress. So if you did it on the turn, you applied corrupted translation, then people are hitting them, it won't count. What you get, though, is all bounty hunter allies have their payouts activated, of course, and all bounty hunter allies have their cooldowns reset and gain 50% potency until the end of the battle. Yeah, that's going to be big. Now, hopefully you have your cooldowns in a spot where you would like them reset. Otherwise, it doesn't help you out that much if your cooldown's already in a good spot to begin with, but pretty nice payout. So I don't know if this is going to be the go-to lead. I'm imagining all that ramping offense and potency and speed and the cooldown resets. It's got to be up there. It's going to be better than Bosk or we'll have to wait and see. Time will tell, but it looks better than something better than, maybe like, Cad Bane or Greedo, right? So I can say that much. Unique override programming, Zeta and an Omicron. Don't get too excited about the Omicron, though. Final text, Forlom has 30% potency. Lots of potency on this kit here. If there are no galactic legends, whether on the enemy or your team, whenever another bounty hunter ally attacks on a turn, Forlom assists once per turn. And what does it do? It's got a multi-tap, which is incredibly helpful for making progress towards that contract. Imagine Fennec Shan on a boss lead. A lot easier to get your contract payout, right? So we're able to hit 4 times. So if there was a corrupted translation, boom, boom, boom. Hitting him 4 times, that's going to help out a ton. We're not done yet. And you get to reduce your cooldowns by 1 if the enemy had accuracy down. Now, this could be maybe where... I don't know. Maybe this is where your opportunity's at, where you can maybe make Forlom work in a Dr. Aphra team. Oh, it's so hard to say right now. Maybe Zuckuss will paint a better picture, but Dr. Aphra, well, she has accuracy down, but it's only the target. I don't know. I think this is clear. It's going to make bounty hunters better, but I really wanted Aphra to get better. So again, Zuckuss could be the deciding factor. Speaking of the devil, At the start of the battle, Mark Zuckuss is an ally. All non-galactic legend bounty hunter allies gain 30% max health and max protection. Nice, right? So you don't even need to have, you know, the Forlom or Zuckuss in the lead, just an ally. So, okay. Again, maybe that's nice. Non-galactic legend bounty hunter allies gain 30% max health and, yeah, okay, all right, okay. It seems good. All right, so you have that plug-and-play viability. You don't need to use them as a lead. Whenever an enemy with corrupted translation has their turn meter manipulated, check it out. Forlom gains 25% turn meter. Notice it says manipulated. Manipulation means up or down. You could gain or lose turn meter. That's important. It's not like when the enemy gains turn meter, okay, it's one side of the coin. Manipulation's both sides of the coin. That's a big deal. So Forlom will hopefully be getting lots of turn meter pumping into veins. Whenever an enemy with 3 stacks of corrupted translation ends their turn, Forlom again gains 50% turn meter. Pumping the engine, making the guy take as many turns as possible. It sounds nice. And then if you want, you can just take a quick nap for this part. While in territory battles at the start of the battle, bounty hunter allies gain 100% off to max health. Again, I'm not going to tell you this is a bad thing. That's cool. It's just territory Omicrons. It's the problem with territorials. It's not so much the teams, it's the relics that you have afforded on the teams. You know, it's fine. Yeah, relic 5, okay, you can do the first few battles, but relic 8, 9, that's the real bottleneck of territorials, not the teams, it's the relics per se. Anyways, moving on though, whenever an enemy has 3 stacks, whenever an enemy with 3 stacks of corrupted translation ends their turn, Forlom gains an additional 50% turn meter. Basically 100% turn meter. Always taking turns, non-stop. And if there are no galactic legend allies at the start of battle, whenever a bounty hunter ally starts their turn, they gain bonus protection, 50% stacking for 2 turns. Like, let me say this, if this was territories or Grand Arena, I'd be throwing it on in a heartbeat. But again, my issue with territorials is it's not so much the teams. A lot of people have the teams, right? You got your galactic legends, you got like your sub-galactic legend type of teams. It's more just, if you don't have full relic 7, 8s, and 9 teams, Omicrons aren't really gonna help you out. And except, that's why I highly advocate for things like Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, because he solves that problem where you can just put a bunch of mishmash characters together at a variety of relic levels. Like I've made, for example, Jar Jar Binks, 5s, Cal, I think I had Rey or something left over, and we were able to carry it to the end zone. Cal lead too. So that's why I like Jedi Knight Cal. He fixes the problem with territory battles, right? And anyways, the contract, Forlom's payout. Whenever Forlom receives rewards from a contract, he also gains the following payout. Forlom gains 100% potency till end the battle. Whenever Forlom uses Translation Destroy, he inflicts 2 additional stacks of corrupted translation for 3 turns. Seems like a lot of fun. Bounty hunters, I don't know how to explain it. I tried saying this a while ago when we got confirmation of Forlom and Zuckuss. You know, pirates, it's like, all right, yeah, okay, cool, Hondo. I don't know why. Bounty hunters, it's a whole different breed, something I can get way more excited for. Like, this feels more Star Wars-y than things like, you know, Captain Silvo and, what's his face, the Wolf Boy, Brutus. I don't know. Don't know how to explain it. Maybe you guys know. I'm excited for bounty hunters, Forlom, Zuckuss. Fingers crossed that maybe together they can create something cool. If Zuckuss is like a good tank that can pre-taunt or something, that's what Afra desperately needs for her team right now. But I digress. Who cares what I think? What do you guys think? Is this getting you guys a little bit excited? It is for me. Just like anytime you guys are hearing Arnold Holonet news, the only news that you ever need because you have no other... Arnold Holonet news, the only news you ever need because you have no other choice. I'm excited about it, just like I'm excited you guys spend your time with me here today. Thank you for stopping by. And as always, you know, maybe I could say it today. It's great to be a bounty hunter today.
Oh, it's great to be in the Empire today. The sun never sets.